Welcome back to Salty Sunshine, where we shoot the salt. How you doing, Mama?
She's back.
She's
Where
back.
have you been, Bree? Where have you been? I've been alone out here in these streets.
A nice little summer vacay. Went to Miami and Lake Tahoe, and I'm sad to be back.
You're sad to be back?
I have like post-vacay depression.
I do the opposite. When I go away, I'm so happy to be back home.
Usually, when I go on a trip, I'm like so refreshed and I'm happy to be home, get organized. Like, you get like this sense of like you want to get everything done. After Lake Tahoe, just riding my bike through the trees and going to the beach. And it's just like the most relaxing trip that I'm sad.
You felt like a retiree.
Yeah. Nice.
uh no, that's like here when you go to the Keys. You just like all you want to do is drink coffee, read books, walk.
Hmm.
It's just that's my life.
It was one of those trips, and it's so nice because usually from your vacation, you need a vacation, and that's exactly what I got. From
Because you weren't
Miami, I
because you
got
weren't
a vacation.
because you didn't have like a huge list of to-dos. When you're just relaxing,
Right.
that's actual vacation. When you go on vacation to like
Hmm.
sightseeing, that's not a vacation, that's work.
Yeah.
Like to me
Yeah,
that's
like in
actual.
Miami, yeah, in Miami we had like a bunch of stuff to do, dinner reservations, this reservation, and then by the last day we're like, okay, we gotta chill. Like we haven't been by the pool and the beach and just chilled.
Every weekend for me is a vacation because that's what I do all weekend. I read, I like run errands, I do like I'm just like I do everything in my own pace. If I want to, I reserve that time. I mean, obviously there's things sometimes I have events, but for the most part I go out during the week and my weekends are like vacation.
Yeah, that's what being in Florida is like, or Miami.
Well, for me, other people like go out and do stuff, but
Yeah.
whatever. So anything happen interesting in oh my god, when she came to Miami, she went out at night and sent me a video. It was like that week that it was torrential downpours and Brianna was sitting there at a table and the water was up to people's ankles and they were
Yeah, it
still
was
eating
absurd.
out there and it was pouring.
It was a monsoon
Yeah.
and we were under tents outside, and so we just like everyone continued to eat, and we look over at the table in front of us and it was
But weren't
flooded
yours like that
up to their
too?
ankle.
Were your shoes covered in water?
No, we were like up a little tiny hill, so it was like going down
Oh,
into the
really?
other people.
I thought you were like that too. I'm like, God, you guys are troopers.
No, I mean, so it depends where you sat, but like I picked a great spot. I barely got wet. The girl literally right in front of me, soaked. And yeah, the people across from us, okay, absurd. Some people took their shoes off, which okay,
Oh,
whatever. Other people literally kept their Vans with socks on. I'm like, wet
like
socks?
100 pounds when they're walking.
Yeah, and he was just talking as if nothing was happening. I don't
I
even think he
mean,
looked down once.
they already ordered their food. What are they gonna do? Walk in the torrential downpour back? Like they're already soaked, so
Yeah.
they might as well finish their food,
Well, that's the thing. You can't go anywhere.
right?
Like,
I mean, you could, but it's gonna be just as bad. So you might as well sit there and like,
no, it was monsoon. You're not walking to your car in that.
yeah, that's so funny. And then you went to Lake Tahoe, which tragedy
Mhm.
struck. Okay, that we know of already, the two dogs that passed away from the blue green algae in the lakes, and I was horrified. I'm still horrified. It's so sad. One lady was like so distraught, like she could barely talk in her video, and I text you right away. I'm like, warn everybody over there with their dogs. I mean, can you imagine you could prevent like a death of your beautiful fur baby?
Yeah, that is really bizarre because I'm pretty sure it only happens in warm weather, like in warm water. And Tahoe water is really cold.
I think if the algae's there, it doesn't matter if it's. I think the algae like probably creates usually in warm water, but if it's already in the water, it's there. It's not. It's still toxic.
Things in Austin when it's summer because it's so hot, and that's when the algae.
I read though that something happened in Lake Tahoe that created it, so
Oh.
it's in the water.
Mm.
It's really sad. And they took the video of the dog, like you saw all these other dogs running around the beach, you're like, did they die too? Like, oh my god.
Well, I wonder how big her dog was because every time you hear about a dog passing from it, it's usually a smaller
It was
dog.
a big dog. It was a bully breed,
Was it
and it was
really?
her baby, and she had him since he was a baby, and it was the saddest thing I've ever seen.
That is sad.
No. And if you see other people like, oh, we're on our way to Lake Tahoe, blah blah blah, everyone in the comments is like, don't let him in the water. Don't let him in the... Like everyone's like, oh my god, don't let your dogs in the water because everyone's so traumatized.
Yeah, the person I was staying with has a dog, and we were gonna go to the beach, but
Did you
we went.
warn? Did you warn the people, the guy's dog?
No, I should tell him. I mean,
You
he's
didn't.
not in Tahoe right now.
Okay, well, you should still let him. All right, we're gonna talk about some salty headlines before getting into what's most pertinent, which is Love Island.
Right.
What
Crazy.
episode are you on?
I'm on episode 13, so the thing is, I'm catching up, but then it comes out every day, so it's like hard to catch up.
We're on episode like 26, I think, or 25.
Oh my gosh, I can't.
So good. I'm so excited.
I just got to the episode of Rob having like a meltdown though.
Going
That's
under
the
the
one I
pool?
ended on.
Going in the pool?
No, he had two meltdowns. That one and then the second one of his girl going home.
But before that, did you see the meltdown he had with Leah before he broke up with
Yeah,
Leah?
yeah.
And he
Oh
went in
my
the
god.
pool
Yeah, he
and,
went in the pool
and he
and
sat
he like
under the
hid
thing.
behind the little wall. Yeah.
And there's so many people recreating that going in their pool. Like, so stupid.
No,
He?
I mean we'll talk about it, but
We'll talk
he's
about it.
giving me the ick.
No, he is so good looking for nothing because he's such a gaslighter. Like, he's such a manipulator, but he's so good looking. But let me tell you, look, as good looking as he is, you know me, I think of people like 15 years ahead. I could see the old man in him already. I don't know why. Like, I could
Yeah.
see him older, and it's not great. So he better shape up. All right. In pregnancy news, two people are preggers. Congrats. Lindsay Hubbard from Summer House. You remember that whole drama with her and the guy dumping her right before their wedding?
Why is
Carl. So that happened like the end of the season of Summer House. He broke it off with her and she was blindsided, whatever. And I kept saying justice for Lindsay. And then, so that wrapped probably September or something. And she started dating someone else that she previously dated. She dated him like a few years back, but it was short. It was a bad timing or something. She reconnected
hmm
with him. They dated through months. And now she just
hmm
announced her pregnancy. She's like,
Wow, good for her.
and he is like bioengineer, like he's like some like he has a good career. Like he's hot. Like he's a catch. And I feel bad because Carl probably feels like, I don't know what he feels, but it's a big difference from Carl.
Big difference.
Yeah.
Honestly, good for her. You always go through that juicy stage before you find a good
No,
man.
but like she should thank Carl. I always tell people are like, why should you thank someone for like screwing you over? It's like they did you a favor. Like you would have spent your life with
hmm
this baloney, you know, what Carl's serving you, and now you have this hot ass amazing guy that suits you better. But that wouldn't have happened if he wouldn't have dicked you over.
I've always said, like, it's better if he, like, cheats on you or does
So
something
much
awful
better.
because you can just get rid of him, you're over it, like, that's it,
Exactly.
and you move on. If you're just breaking up, like, or sometimes you'll just stay because there's not, like, a big enough reason to break
Oh,
up.
she would have
So,
stayed
like,
forever.
yeah.
They're doing you a favor. And I
hmm
mean that wholeheartedly. They're doing you a favor because that abrupt ending caused something else to happen and that wouldn't have happened otherwise.
Right, she would have
So,
stayed, she would have lingered. They're, like, in the same friend group, so.
yeah. And so it's
Mhm.
interesting because so she's pregnant and her pregnancy announcement, and she's so like, savvy. It was an ad for like a pregnancy test. So she announced her pregnancy
Mm.
with a paid partnership.
Honestly, good for her.
Yeah. And everyone was hating on her online. They're like, you moved on so fast after Carl. She's almost 40. Her clock is ticking. Carl screwed her up. She has a timeline. She has to have a baby. Like, hello? She's always wanted a
Yeah.
baby. Like, why is she gonna wait? That's
Also,
ridiculous.
she already knows this man. Like,
The people coming for her are ridiculous. So congrats to
oh, I
Lindsay.
can't. There's always going to be those people. But anyways, continue.
No, ridiculous. And then Gypsy Rose is pregnant.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I have some tea on this one.
Yeah.
Did you hear how it was like a bad idea that she announced it?
Why?
So she's still getting divorced, and apparently, like, she's just making it so complicated for herself because in certain states, and I guess where she is, if if you get pregnant before you're divorced, it's
Wait, but
technically
isn't
the
she? Isn't she legally separated? She's been separated for a long time.
Yeah, but I think it's different. I think it has to be like finalized. This is what someone said.
I mean, I guess it depends what state the laws are, but I feel like when
That's
you're
what I'm
legally,
saying. That this person said in this state, this is how it works. I mean, I don't know. This is a TikTok person, but apparently, before she's finally divorced,
yeah,
it's the guys, like the husband's
no,
kid, not the baby
no,
daddy's
that's
kid.
not a thing in any state.
No, but she has to go through all like this legal stuff. Like she has to take a test now, and she has to like do like a DNA test to prove that it's the other guy, and like she's just making it complicated for herself. I've never heard that, but
I
apparently
don't
the
think
state that
that's
she lives in,
yeah.
that's how
You've
it
never
works.
heard it because it's not true. That's
I
that's not true. I mean, how many people have affairs? They have other That's not a thing.
don't know.
That's not a thing. But I will say, I think that the soon-to-be ex-husband he keeps popping up. I keep scrolling. I never stop, but he's like always on lives. Like I guess he's talking about it,
Oh.
and
Is she like still posting, or is that just like the only thing that she posted?
I I
I
think
feel like she took a break, right?
she took a break, but then she came back. I do think I follow her, and the last thing I saw was her getting her makeup done or something. But I
Mm.
think she's still posting. But congrats to Gypsy. I mean, look, she's 32 or something. She's making up for lost time. She's
She is making it for lost time, and the
you
fact
know
that like her life is turned around now. She's out of jail, and then she has a little family now.
yeah. So congrats to Gypsy. There's some gossip on Bethany Frankel from Real Housewives of New York and Skinny Girl. So she had a boyfriend for 6 years. His name was Paul something,
Hmm.
and he's like, I think he comes from like a to-do family, like wealthy family, whatever. I forgot what he does, but anyways, she was with him for 6 years, and he would pop up on her TikToks because she does so many TikToks. All she does is she's so funny. Like she eats and like it's just hilarious. She's a mess. Like her hair's always in her face, and she's just like all over the place, and people love it. But anyways, they recently broke up a few months ago, and he was dating Olivia Cupo's sister, Aurora,
Oh yes, yes.
and everything's fine. I mean, they're broken up. He could date who he wants,
Hmm.
but she made the mistake of going on her. I didn't know Olivia had a podcast. Did you?
I thought her sister did.
Or well, it's Aurora's or Olivia's. One of them has a podcast, right?
Yeah.
So they were on the podcast, and Olivia's at. This is before Olivia got married, right before, and they're talking about how he's not invited to the wedding because he's the flavor of the month, and she doesn't know him, whatever. But she's like, "Oh, I only saw a clip. I didn't hear the podcast, but apparently." So she's saying like they just met each other's children, and they're like serious, getting serious, and blah blah blah. And apparently, she talked in detail about like their sex life and like intimate details, and that pissed Bethany off. So Bethany goes on her podcast, and
What?
So Bethany goes on her podcast saying, "Listen, I had, everyone knows how we were together 6 years. Going through a breakup is hard enough, but to have to go through it twice with having all these stupid articles pop up and people sending me things like one thing is to date someone, but why are you out here talking about your sex life? Like we just broke up not long ago. I
And
don't
who
think you're
matter to Aurora? Like what? That's her life. You
huh?
can't handle it. Don't look at the tabloids.
Well, she's basically saying it's in poor taste. I mean, she's not saying you can't do it.
I
She's just
don't think
saying
it
like,
is though.
yes, it is. Well, I think it's in poor taste to talk about your sex life in general.
Right,
Yeah, I
but
don't
like
think
she's not going to keep Bethany in mind.
I don't right. I don't think she did anything as in regard to Bethany. She doesn't need to consider her. But I
Yeah.
do think it's in poor taste knowing they just broke up of 2 months ago. I don't think it's a good look for her. I don't think she's doing
Yeah.
anything wrong. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't advise you do that though.
Wait, didn't they break up? Aurora and the guy?
Well, in the podcast, Bethany's like this and this and that. I talked to Olivia Cupo. I sent her congratulations. We're great. And she's like, and it's unfortunate because it seems like their relationship didn't pan out, like Aurora and the ex. And she's like, maybe if she wouldn't have said all that, they could have seen where it went. Stuff
Ah.
like that. And then it came out that they broke up after. But I don't know if that's confirmed.
Well, I did see that though a couple times, but obviously, yeah, I don't know if it's confirmed. Um, I
Maybe
guess,
what Bethany said, maybe Paul said, he's like, maybe this is not right. Like, this is embarrassing. Like, I have kids. Why are you talking about stuff? Who knows?
yeah, like she definitely like dished out their stuff way too early.
Yeah.
Because you said they were only talking for like a month.
When you both had children of a certain age, why are you think I would go to podcasts and talk about my sex life so you can hear it? That's gross. Like,
Yeah.
that's not a good look. It's kind of,
Mm-mm.
that was a bad move.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's what bothered him. Maybe it didn't bother him. I don't know. We'll see.
Right. Maybe it was something else. I mean, it was very new. It could have been literally anything when you're just getting to know someone.
So if they broke up, that was quick, but I don't know if they did.
Um, did Bethany ever come out saying why they broke up? Like, is this
She's like, I'll never talk about details. Obviously, that's
mm,
personal, but it's just I initiated the conversation, but it was a mutual decision, and there was just many things that I just didn't feel it was right for me. And I'm in therapy and I'm working through things, and it just he wasn't the right person for me at the end of the day. But there was
mm,
different things, but she wouldn't say what they were.
gotcha?
Yeah. He
Hmm.
was so cute though. I'm not happy that they broke up. They were cute.
Yeah,
And
that's why I asked. I'm like, is there like a possibility they would get back together? Nothing like scandalous
he
happened.
probably wanted to get married, and she had a 5,000 year divorce, so she's never doing that again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
Mm.
I don't know. All right,
Well, are we
we'll
gonna
see.
talk about Olivia?
Culpo and her wedding
Yeah, and
and
her wedding.
her drama for her dress.
Yes, which is like both very sad, but also I do agree with like what people are saying. But it is really sad to like have
Why is it
everyone
so
bash
sad?
your
Who cares? Who cares? Turn off your phone. Oh my god. So what's her
wedding.
name?
Can you imagine planning your wedding and everyone is bashing your
Can
dress?
you imagine giving a shit what the public thinks of you when you're that famous, that
I
gorgeous,
mean,
that hot, that everything? Have this man who gives a it drives me crazy that you care what a bunch of morons and I'm sorry, to
yeah,
me that's not sad. It's a dress. They're not saying it's a dress. It's not
yeah.
you.
I mean, she is a fashion icon though, so it like ties to like who she
Well, she
is.
chose a Mormon dress. Okay. She chose to look like the Handmaid's Tales, and that's her choice.
Yeah. Okay, take that dress, whatever, but the fact that she said it was because she wanted to be more conservative and then her
Ridiculous.
party dress
She's
was the
always naked.
complete opposite.
She's always naked, and that was the most ridiculous thing I've always heard. I've ever heard.
Insane. Her party dress was as
Yeah,
much as she could show on the
yeah,
bottom.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what?
No, no, no. It made no sense whatsoever, and that's what she should be pissed about because that's true. Like, don't come out here acting like you want to be a virgin, hardly wear makeup, not get fake lashes. That's fine, but your job is to be half naked all over magazine covers and Instagram. So, like, what?
Yeah, nothing wrong with it, but it's the fact that she said she wanted to be more
Like, what do
conservative,
you think
and
that
then an
one that
hour later,
that hour of you walking down the aisle did, like, that made you concerned? Like, that didn't mean any. Like, what?
yeah, yeah. Also, if she wanted to do a dress like that, like whatever, cover up. You don't have to show skin, but like she could have done something.
No, it looked like
She's Olivia Culpo, like something.
you went to the back of like a costume warehouse and like grabbed the first thing you could find that looked like a wedding dress. Like it wasn't great. I mean, it was so simple, but it looked very like Mormon. I mean, not no offense to the Mormon. I don't know why that keeps coming to my head, but like it just looked like, you know, old days Amish. Like it just looked like
Yeah.
no
I
fashion.
mean,
There was no
even just some
fashion.
like detailing,
Yeah.
nothing, nothing. And then the straight hair, like if her hair was slicked back, maybe like
It was
none
the
of it
whole look.
worked.
The
None
straight
of it worked
hair.
together.
Yeah. It was very serious looking.
Yeah,
Like not fun fashion.
right.
Yeah.
I did not like it at all. It was so disappointing. She is
Whatever.
a fashion
But she
icon, so
shouldn't
the fact
care.
that
If
she did
she
that,
liked it,
yeah,
she shouldn't care. I mean, she knows that it wasn't the most fashion forward thing to do. Like she shouldn't care what people say. And the bitch Bible, Jackie Schimmel, I saw a clip of her saying, you know what? If your biggest problem is like what the hell people say, who gives a fucking shit? Like, give me a break. You're the hottest bod. You're the most beautiful. You're rich as fuck. Your husband's drop dead. He's successful. What the fuck are you complaining about? Like, get out of my face with
yeah.
it. Like, she's just like,
Yeah.
I don't have time for people like you. It's a dress.
But
No one
that's the
cares.
thing. When you have everything, like, what's there to be mad about? This is what she's gonna be mad about.
I mean, I think, listen, we're nobodies, and the things I see online, it makes me, it's like the fact that you would take what anyone says seriously
Yeah.
at this point, the ludicrous things that people say, it's just ridiculous. Like, I wouldn't even look. I
Yeah,
do
that's
think
true.
like this one like wedding lady said something, and that's what really like bothered her. Like this one particular person, but who
And she wasn't
cares?
even mean about it.
I wouldn't care.
Olivia also said that she saw nothing like that dress. And I'm like, that is the simplest dress you could find at any bridal shop. Like the fact that you had Dolce and Gabbana build that dress for you or create it, and it was probably thousands, tens of thousands of dollars, and you literally could have found that anywhere.
It all that matters is that she loved it. So
Right.
it was her day. She loved it. She picked it. Like, who cares?
Okay, what about the dress? I don't know if it was like the night before or something. It was like the little collar with the strapless. Did you
I don't
see
know.
that one? Most people didn't see that dress. I just saw like one picture of it.
I saw the one that it looked like a tutu thing
Yeah, like the
that was
see-through
see
dress.
through. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the veil made it look nice.
I mean, the veil will always look
You
nice.
know what would have made it look nicer? She would have put her hair in a bun. I don't like this
Yeah.
hair down thing. It kind of messes up the look.
Yeah, if it was in a bun, it would have looked so much better.
How much classier would that have looked if her hair was in a bun?
Yeah.
So much
Yeah, the
nicer.
straight hair looks odd.
Yeah.
It
Anyways,
was just like she's one of those weddings that I was kind of like waiting for to see what she was gonna wear. That's why I'm
yeah.
sad, but it's her wedding, whatever.
I mean, the veil made it look nicer because it had like the detail.
I wonder if she's
Whatever.
gonna drop like honeymoon outfits, redeem herself.
Speaking of designers, did you see that? This is nuts. Okay, so you know how LVMH is like this huge brand that owns Victoria's Secret, like all these high brand names? They found out that Dior, which probably is one of many, the bag they sell for $2,800, it
Hmm.
cost them $57 to make. Oh, I mean, am I shocked? No. To see it
You would
in
think it
like,
would have cost a little more. Just a
you're
little.
literally profiting the whole thing. That's how stupid are you if you bought any of these?
Yep, I know. It's crazy because
$57.
I mean, you would think it'd be higher quality, but it's not.
So when I buy like a cute Calvin Klein bag for 100, I'm making out better than you did with your Dior bag.
Right, when you go to TJ Maxx and they have like all of those purses there for
That
60
is,
bucks.
I mean, it's not shocking, but it's shocking to see. Like, yeah,
Um, I am shocked at how low it is. I would think it would
yeah,
cost just a little more. It's supposed to be like this
yeah.
high quality, handcrafted, like it, but it's not at
Calvin
all.
Klein's just as good. Nine West, all these brand like the Coach, like they're just as good and they're just as good quality. And to pay that kind of money for a bag is ridiculous for me.
Was this a secret? Was there like a whistleblower or something?
I don't know who found that out, but
Yeah,
it's crazy.
that
And
is
you know,
crazy.
and they're working in these factories and like, it's not great conditions. Like you're like feeding into like this whole thing.
It's literally probably like the same people working on Sheen.
Yeah,
Like it's just like one of those factories that a couple of brands use.
totally. So July 4th passed, right? You had a nice July 4th?
Yeah, in Tahoe, beautiful.
Okay, so there was a guy. Me. I wish they would ban fireworks up for personal use. I think it's how can you not like we're not supposed to drink and drive, but you can drink and like use fireworks? Like that's insane. And this guy had like a hat, like he went all out and like wore this like you know Uncle Sam costume, and he had that hat, and he put a firework in his hat, and it blew up, and he killed himself. A freaking moron. And why? Because he was drinking. Because they need to outlaw. Like, who do we need to contact so we can outlaw? Because that same moron that blew himself up, thank God he blew himself up and he didn't blow up like a person,
Right.
another person, a dog, someone's house. Like, what the hell? In South
Wait, that's
Carolina,
actually insane.
this happened in South Carolina. He died after he placed a lit firework on his head. He was 41. He was lying on the floor suffering. And I'm laughing only because, like, this is so dumb. Like, what did you think was going to happen?
Right. This wasn't like a suicide attempt. It was
It's
literally
just like,
just him
when are
being
they going to
drunk.
ban fireworks?
There was another video from a Ring camera of these little kids like running in because they were using fireworks and they were knocking on someone's door saying fire, fire, because they were like burned down something. And they
When
like the next video is them like in the car driving away and there's like a huge fire behind them.
when are
This
they going to
happened this
stop
year.
allowing this? This is crazy.
Yeah.
I think California, they have most fireworks for person who's banned. Only like little sparkler, like little like fireworks that are not dangerous, they can use that, but most big fireworks are banned.
Everything is banned in Lake Tahoe, like sparklers, everything.
Why can't they need to do that everywhere? I'm serious. Every year there's a huge problem. Like, and it's like crazy. It's crazy. I'm sorry.
I mean, well, I guess they're not banned, but you're not supposed to use fireworks in certain places or like certain, I don't know.
You shouldn't be
I
able
don't
to
know.
use fireworks at all. It's a day of drinking. People put them in the middle of the street. People are driving. It can like land. There was go to Only in Dade, like that IG account. Oh my god, there's one that they did like some crazy. They were running away. They lit it and they ran away and it looked like a bomb went off. Like a bomb. It was scary. And then
Yeah,
another one something caught on fire.
we've met people that like literally lost their fingers from firework stuff gone
No.
wrong.
Yeah, it's just and they're not going to stop on their own cuz people are so annoying. So like you have to ban it.
Yeah.
Oh, anyways, so that was. Oh, and then this other girl, 4th of July, she's like, she did a TikTok or something. She's like, I'm on my way to my boyfriend's family's house, and like I didn't want to go because I don't get along with them, blah blah blah. And I had this face, and we got in a fight on the way, and blah 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 blah. So they're driving, and she's like, I don't. He's like, they got in a fight, so he went in, and he didn't want her to leave with the car, but she's like, I'm not going in there. Like they had a huge fight. So when she drives away, she doesn't realize that he took the lug nuts, the screws that keep the tire in. The whole
Hmm.
tire fell off while she's driving. And so she's like, what should I do? Like she's asking everyone and all the comments are like, dude, you should call the police. Like that's murder. Like you could have killed yourself. So I don't know what she ended up doing, but I thought that
Just
was
say is there
and
an
she showed a
update?
picture of the tire like completely on the foot like off.
That is literally murder.
If she went back with him, that's on her. I wouldn't You can't be with someone so
They
dangerous.
do anything but leave. She'll post about him and talk crap about him, but she probably didn't leave.
I'm gonna try to go find her account to see what happened. Everyone's like, "Girl, you cannot go back." That is like he risked your life. Like
No, seriously.
people are nuts.
Yeah, people like, I mean, we'll talk about it when we talk about Love Island, but
All right,
also
let's
like,
get to it. My only other thing is Greece introduced a 6-day work week. You know how people are trying to get 4? They got
yeah,
6.
I thought people over there were like less into work.
Well, they're saying they want. I guess they haven't passed it, but they want a 6-day work week because people are not being productive enough.
Mm. Yeah, so working 6 days, we're definitely going to be productive. Like, what?
Well,
Maybe this is a way for them to like scare people into being productive so they don't pass it.
maybe they've gotten too lazy.
I mean, adding an extra day of work isn't going to make you productive.
Oh, no, they're saying a 6-day work week for some businesses that operate on a 24-hour basis. So I guess it's just for those type of businesses.
I mean, I
Okay,
still
so
don't
it's
get
not
it.
across the board.
Mm.
Maybe
I mean, a
to
6 day work week for anyone is not healthy.
I mean, these days people have like so many jobs. Like they do like people are mostly working all the time anyways, like even if it's remote, you know.
Yeah. But working for someone else for 6 days a week.
And
Torture.
the shark attacks are still going crazy. Have you seen?
Yeah, there were like two on 4th of July in Texas, and then there were like other ones
Four.
in Florida.
Texas had 4 shark attacks in one day, and they think it was the same shark.
What is happening?
Yeah, this is Texas.
Apparently it has to do with climate change, but I don't know.
They're saying that the orca whales are so aggressive where the sharks usually hang, and they're killing all the sharks, so the sharks are moving so close to the shore.
I didn't hear that. I heard that their meals are coming closer into shore because it's like warmer or colder, whichever it is, but
Or because they're fleeing from the orcas.
or because their
But why are
meals
the
are there.
but the question is, if that's true, why are the orcas doing that, right?
I mean, the orcas were also like attacking us at one point, like boats. So maybe they're just all around going crazy.
But why? You know?
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, that's all I got for that.
All
So
right,
let's
Love
get
Island.
talking about Love Island before we get into that. Jessica from Perfect Match and from Love is Blind. She was just on Biofiles this week, and
Mm,
her interview was super interesting. Like she got into like her whole childhood, and she was in foster care most of her life. So her parents were addicts, and then her mom, um so she would like at 4 years old she went into the foster care system, and so her mom would like do something crazy, and then they would put her in foster care, and then she would come back home for a small amount of time, and she would just keep she went to like 15 different families throughout her childhood. That's nuts.
wow, and she seems like a pretty nice girl.
Because she goes to counseling, and she's very what is it called, intentional, like with her. But
Mm,
it explains a lot why she would tolerate such
mm,
weird behavior from this guy, because she's trying
yeah,
to, when you have alcoholic or addict parents, you try to like justify like and help them. And then so that makes it was really interesting. You should go listen to it.
interesting. Wait, is
And
she with him?
no,
Oh, okay.
no. And she
Nice.
explains how like she when they went back, what happened. She explains all that. It's interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so real quick, tampons are toxic. Did you see that? They have
Yeah,
lead in them.
I mean,
Arsenic.
I always knew they weren't good for you.
There's lead in them. That's more than not good for you.
Right,
Like they
right.
banned lead in the 70s in the paint. Like now it's in, why is it in our cotton? And they're saying they found more lead in the organic tampons than the non-organic.
Like what?
Yeah.
That is actually
That's a win
insane.
for the cheap people.
Right. Well, I haven't used a tampon in years
Yeah.
because of an IUD. So maybe that's the well, we'll
Yeah.
see what comes out about that. Something comes out about something all the
Yeah.
time. So we'll see.
And you're only on episode 13? 15?
Yeah, so are you about to like spill
I'm gonna
everything?
I'm gonna spoil it for you. That's not my fault. You're so behind.
Why don't you talk to yourself and I just
Oh, there's so much to talk about that you haven't seen. Okay, so
why don't we talk about what I've seen
okay,
first?
yeah,
So I just got to the episode where Rob's girl leaves and he like makes this whole dramatic scene that he's leaving with her. And I thought by the end of this episode it was so funny because she's crying to him and she's like telling him that she selfishly wants him to leave. And this whole time he's been saying he'd leave with her. And then when she says that, he's like, well, I'm gonna stay.
of course, he's a drama queen. Oh my god,
But it's like, yeah, no, he's
no, and
just,
I'm like, doesn't she feel so dumb now? Like she was crying for real, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so
oh yeah.
embarrassing. She
I mean,
must
I
feel
get
so
like
dumb.
crying because the experience is over.
Yeah,
Like she got knocked out of Love Island, but
yeah.
crying for him, like,
I would cry more that you bitches hate me so much you voted me off. I would
okay,
cry
so
more for
that's the
that.
other thing. Like she clearly like wasn't well liked in the villa, and you can kind of tell.
That's not fair though, because the newbies have such a disadvantage because everyone else has already formed their bond, and it doesn't matter how likable you are, they're not going to turn on the friends they already made, you know?
Right. And, yes, I understand that, but she also like I don't know. I read this on Twitter that when she was stealing Rob, like she was just so like and like gross about it. Like she was kind
I
of like
think so.
smirking and like happy that she could steal someone instead of just being like normal about it
Well, you know what my
and
response
considerate.
is. You can't steal someone that doesn't want to be stolen.
Okay, blah blah blah.
No, I don't think so. I mean, like in Perfect Match, when those girls came in like so aggressive, like so like about sex and like all that, that grosses me out because that's just cheesy,
Yeah,
you know. And she didn't do that, you know.
I don't know. I always felt it from her that like she
Yeah.
wasn't like
Okay, so Leah. So fast forward to Casa Amor. After Casa Amor, they had movie night.
I don't want to hear
And they're
this.
coming for Leah. And everyone's like, everybody at Love Island producers, we want them fired. We want them accountable. They are bullying Leah. I agree because they're
Wait,
making
everyone or just the boys?
the producers with what
Oh,
they're show. Rob has this thing. Did you already get to the part that he's so pissed because Leah lied? She didn't lie about anything. When they voted Andrea off, they all made their vote. And he's blaming Leah like she orchestrated it, which she did not have that
uh,
power. And then
yeah,
stupid ass Liv, which I don't like her. I don't hate her, but she rubs me the wrong way. She's one of
yeah.
those
There's
girls
something
that
about her.
she's a know-it-all. She's like your mom. It's like get out. Why don't you flirt more with the partners you have so they stop leaving you and stop getting into everyone's business? How about that?
Yeah.
Because you suck at dating. Like she's so annoying. I don't like her. I mean, I don't like saying I don't like her because I don't know her. I don't like her vibe.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Liv turns on Leah and tells Rob, yeah, she was the one. She was going hard. Yeah, yeah. And so was Kaylor, Miss Crybaby, which if I see her cry again, I think I'm gonna split my wrists. I don't want to see that girl cry ever again. Like all she does is cry. All she does is cry.
Yeah, yeah. She's a little
So
emotional.
they turned on Leah, and Leah, I wish I was there to coach Leah, like in her ear, be like, okay, Leah, this is what you need to say. Because Leah's like trying to be like apologetic and take the blame, but she didn't do anything wrong. If I were Leah, I would say, or coaching Leah, I'd tell her, yeah, I had a vote. We were given the choice to vote someone out, and my vote was Andrea. And I'm not gonna I have every right to do that. I don't need to explain my vote. I don't need to apologize for my vote. Everyone else voted too. If they didn't want her gone, they shouldn't have voted for her.
Right.
I didn't
Has to
put
be
a gun to
unanimous
anyone's head.
decision.
She didn't put a gun to anyone's head. And I wish she would say that instead of being like, oh no, like she's trying to like fix it, but there's nothing to fix.
So all of this is because Andrea went home?
Yeah, Rob is like, he felt betrayed by Leah. It's like, what? First of all, you left me for her. So if I want to vote for her, I have my right to vote for her.
Right.
What is the big deal? I didn't make some grand scheme. We did it. We talked, we had that conversation, like roll the tapes. Like they're trying to make it sound like she really like would not let it go. And like, no, she had one vote.
Right.
And they're making it look like she's a bad person because she orchestrated. It's like so annoying. And it comes up again on movie night because they show a clip of Rob like because you know when Rob left Leah, like Leah's funny, right? So she's like super dramatic. And she was like she went hard on like he's such a little bitch crying and this and that. Like
Mm-hmm.
she was pissed and emotional. So they show all that and he looks like so defeated. Like he's so hurt. Like and then she's apologizing to him. Like they're making her look like the bad guy.
Okay, I can't stand him.
Mm.
He is one of those, like, he's trying to make everyone feel bad for him when he's doing this to himself, and the
Yeah.
producers are letting him do it.
That's what they're saying. They're like, you're painting her in such a bad light, and this manipulative little baby, crybaby, you're putting him in such a good light, and it's pissing everyone off.
Yeah.
And everyone's like,
Like, we all see it.
I wish Leah knew how much support she had out here because if she's in there, she's thinking like she looks terrible. And we don't
Right.
think that. We think he looks terrible. So it's
I
drama.
know, he's gonna be shocked when he sees what people are how
And then
people are talking about him.
Aaron screws over Kaylor in Casa Amor. So
I don't want to know this, but fine.
you have to know this. It's watching, it's just as delightful. It's not gonna change.
I know, but I don't know who screws over, like, who.
Well, she hasn't stopped crying for like 2 weeks. And I don't know why she just doesn't leave her fake eyelashes off because every time it's like the eyelashes, like it's such a problem. And she looks so much better when they're off. So I don't know why she keeps putting them back on because all she does is cry and have to take them off. But long story short, Serena is my girl. Serena's my favorite girl. I'm her number one bestie out
I could
here.
see
I
that.
love her. She
Hmm.
loses her mind
Oh,
and she goes overboard with her anger to Cordell. She does. But other than that, like everything she does, I'm complete agreement with. Other than telling the whole villa to go f themselves, I think she's, I think she's the most mature. I think she's the most like sane person. Like she's just like a good, whatever. So in the movie night, Aaron is like whatever he is. He's like stupid, right? And Kayla's not stop crying, and Aaron's just like, But then when you come when something happens with Rob, Aaron stands up for like Aaron's in love with Rob, right?
he was crying the same
Yes.
night that
And
Andrea got sent
yes.
home.
And he keeps doing that. So after they showed the clip of Rob, of Leah saying that about Rob, and he's like, you're making fun of him while he's being vulnerable? He's crying? Coming for Leah. And
Ooh.
everyone else is like, just like going along. Serena looked at Aaron, and this is why I love her. She looks at Aaron and she's like, I'm sorry, why are you, Rob could talk for himself, A, and B, I didn't see you getting this upset when Aaron and when Kayla was crying over here. But now Rob, now you want to act all. She put him. I was like, yes, 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 yes. It was so good. I'm like, yeah, that's why I love her because she sees like what's the pertinent information. She
Yeah.
sees like, yeah. And then when Liv and Leah were like fighting because Leah's like, I didn't do that. Why are you trying to make it look like it was just me? Like you're being so whatever. And Liv and Kaylor tried to comfort Leah, and Serena's like, we're not ganging up on it. Like, Serena stands up for justice,
Nice.
and I love it. I love
Nice.
her. She's my favorite. And I hope her and Cordell get back together. It was rough for a while, but I'm hoping.
Did Cordell come with a new girl?
Mm-hmm.
Did Aaron come with a new girl?
No. But Aaron sent the new girl back with Rob.
What?
Oh, it's good, Brianna. It's so good.
Well,
He
okay, I read
switched
somewhere on
off.
Twitter like sloppy seconds, Aaron's sloppy seconds. Is Rob with Aaron's?
Mm-hmm.
But so Aaron didn't like ask Rob to do that.
We think he did, but there's no proof.
Mm.
It's so good. And then Rob's new girl, Daniela, is like, what's her name? What's that girl's name? Andreas. It's like Andrea 2.0. They're both from Miami. They both talk and look the same. One's just dark hair, dark skin, and the other one's blonde hair. So
I mean, so do you agree with them sending Andrea home? Because I think they first saw that like he's not faithful. He wasn't like this is just like a little
first of all,
fling.
it everyone plays the game different. So people are like, who has the best connect? You're not first. If you're playing to win, you're gonna vote home whoever has the best connection because they're gonna win over you.
Yeah.
So if you're going that angle, you can vote for whatever you can vote like just by picking a name out of the hat, or you can vote intentionally to like either get rid of the best couple or because they are the best couple. Like it all depends like what your angle is.
Yeah.
If you're given the choice, you don't have to explain it. That's your choice. So there's not agreeing or disagreeing. It's just like where are you coming from? If I was Leah, I'd vote that bitch home because she stole my man. Like,
Right.
and I would say it out loud with a microphone. Be like, what if whoever's not understanding, this is what happened and why. Come at me. Let's fight.
Honestly, yeah, because guess what? You were still in the bottom three because of the audience. The
Right.
audience didn't vote for you. So you know
Which was
it's fair
interesting,
game.
right? Because everyone loves Rob, but the audience didn't vote for Rob.
Right. So honestly, it's fair game.
And I think they would have had so much more respect if Leah would have just been like, my man was stolen and I was given the choice who to send home. I made my choice. Come at me. I got nothing else to say
Also,
about it.
it's not just only her choice, so it's like clearly the other girls felt some way about her to send her
Well,
home.
I made my vote. That was my vote.
Right.
And I stand by my vote. What
I
else you
know,
got to
but
say?
I'm saying, like,
Right.
Liv coming at her, like, we
Right.
all made a choice.
Liv is, oh my God, they did this challenge after Casa Amor, and the challenge, they picked up a thing and the audience wrote in tweets or whatever, and they picked them and they
Mm.
made them read the tweets. And one of them was about Liv. They're like, she's a backstabbing, two-faced, blah 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 blah, and she started crying.
Oh,
But they said really bad things about Leah too.
really? Like what?
That she uses men's emotional to manipulate, like ridiculous.
Well, Leah's not the best.
But
She's not the best
she's
person to
messy, but
date.
she's honest. I like
She's
her.
not the best person to date. She's not honest.
Yes, she is.
I guess.
Tell me how she's
She's
not honest.
okay. When she was dating Connor, she was like, it was like by herself in the confessional, and she was like, I think I'm a bad person. Like, he just seems like such a
Honesty.
nice guy, and I need toxic.
Honesty. Hello? If that's not
Well, she wasn't
honest.
honest to him about it. She's
No, but
telling
she's
it to
honest in
TV.
general. Obviously, it's a game.
I
You got to stay
mean,
with someone or you leave the house. Like, come on.
no, I
It's,
get it. I'm
yeah.
just saying, she's like, I can see where the audience is coming from.
She's
She's not the
messy
best
in
person to
all the
date.
ways all of us understand. Like,
Yeah,
we're like, I get you. I get it's,
yeah.
you know. She's messy in all like the fun ways to watch, but yeah, like it's funny. It's not like she's a bad person. She's not Rob. Rob is a dick,
Well, Rob, yes, yes, I see what you're saying. Because, like,
you
Leah's
know?
honest about it. She is who she is. Rob is, like, manipulative about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, you didn't even ask me how I felt. Oh, I'm sorry. While you're telling me that you're gonna leave me for another girl, I'm supposed to ask you how you feel?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, you didn't even, you saw me crying. It's like, no, you don't get to cry when you're leaving me. You don't get to do that.
Right.
You're not allowed. That's not part of the rules.
Yeah, Andrea dodged a bullet. He's exhausting. Any
Andrea?
fight, it would have been him crying and him putting it on him.
Andrea
Like,
is home waiting by the phone for this show to end
I
so he can
know.
call her. Are you kidding me? She's on TikTok. She's on wherever she is. And she's like, at first she came off saying that I'm not going to watch the show because I don't want to like have my heart broken, like whatever. Now she's watching it and she's like, like she's making fun of it. Like she's like, oh, well, I guess there goes that love story. Like she's just like making fun of it. So she has
Mm,
a good sense of humor.
yeah, yeah.
And she's here in Miami. I'm going to go bump into her so I can ask her. I'll be like, Andrea, I need to know when he comes out. It's so fun. It's so good though that this is like in real time because they're not
Oh,
out.
I know.
It's happening now, so you can't even see like their reactions or anything. It's so funny.
Do they have a reunion for Love Island? Is that a thing?
No.
Sad.
Have you seen the After Sun on Saturdays? They do like that little after show.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I have too much to
That's
catch
good.
up on. I can't watch it right now. I have too much to catch up on.
I mean, I kept nudging you to start earlier, and you refused.
I was on a trip. Thanks.
Did you see when Connor left, or you haven't got there?
No, I haven't gone there.
Oh my god, it's so dramatic. Aaron's crying. Like Rob was leaving. Like it was
It's
the
actually insane
funniest.
how dramatic they are.
No, but it made my eyes tear too. Like you
Oh,
felt it. It was sad.
oh,
No, it was sad. Cuz
okay.
he's like a big dope sweet like his leaving
Is he
speech.
sweet? Because some of the remarks he said to Janae were unnecessary.
I
You
mean, no
probably
one's
don't
perfect.
really remember,
No
but
one's
I just
perfect.
watched it. Huh?
No one's perfect.
No, but he would say like, "Oh, I wish I remember what it was," but it was the speech to everyone when he's choosing
Yeah, yeah,
someone
yeah.
else, and like he'll say stuff that's not necessary. He's
Yeah.
like, "This wasn't a hard decision at all." He's like, when she didn't do anything,
Yeah, maybe he's
he
on the
literally just chose someone else.
yeah, but he's a guy and guys are, you know, guys are
I
dumb.
guess. I mean, don't just say he's a guy. There
But
just needs to
for
be some
whatever,
emotional intelligence there.
I mean, they're young people. You know, all these people are like 26 and younger.
I guess. I
But
don't know. He doesn't
for
seem that great to me, but
for whatever reason, his going away speech was like sad. It was just like had
mhm.
everyone crying. Um, yeah. So then Miguel ends up with Leah. Have you got there?
No, but I saw that.
So but Miguel brought another girl back too from Casamor. So it's like a shit show.
I can't believe you just ruined it all for me.
It's not ruined. You're still gonna enjoy every single moment.
No, but that's like the juiciest part where you're like waiting for them to come out. But anyways, I did see some stuff about Kendall
Mm-hmm.
and how he pretty much sucks. And he was like pretty much, I mean, I think he's playing a game because he was in a couple in Casa Amor. And then when they went to Casa Amor, he's like
He
egging
wasn't in
all
a
the
couple of
guys
Casa Amor.
before Casa Amor.
Yeah.
And he
Oh,
gets to
right.
Casa Amor and he's trying to get all the guys, especially the ones who were in like good relationships. He's like trying to push them all to cheat.
Yeah. He was egging them on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're all still here waiting to see Nicole rip him a new asshole for because they see that in movie night.
Mm.
And so I'm hoping we see Nicole be like, listen, that's not okay. Like, don't do that again. Like, that's nasty. I think it's interesting though, because like when people are like, if you're doing that now, what about in the real world? No one's going to be coming at your man in the real world. This is a show, and they're literally put on that island to do that. So
Yeah.
your man is not that hot. Like, no one's actually going to do this in real life. So
Yeah.
they kind of have to put things in context. Like, come on.
Also, you'll be more into a relationship. You wouldn't have just known each other for a week. Like, it's a little different.
And it's so funny because Kaylor won't stop crying. And I don't know how her face is not swollen out to here. And so she already knows that Aaron like did whatever with some girl, right? But then at the end of the day chose to come back alone. But then every time she finds out something new, what like whatever they said or whatever like thing they did together, she's freaking out. It's like, why didn't you tell me? It's like, do you think he's gonna sit here and tell you? Well, we stared at each other for like 5 minutes and then we slowly kissed,
Well,
and then
it's
I
he's just sitting there saying we kissed, but really they were like doing other stuff in the bed. Like, that's different.
no, I'm saying she's like they did a little hand like they just she's not going to give you a play by play of every single thing, every single
Yeah.
interaction. Like you just got to be, if you forgave him, you got to be okay with it, unless they did
Yeah.
something significantly worse. But you know, it's just like,
Yeah, but she's still like working through it, I guess.
but it makes it so. My point is, she's making it worse for herself because the more you act this devastated and don't get over it, the more you look like such a loser but you keep taking it back. So you need to play the game and act like don't ever do that again, blah 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 blah. But like don't, because the more wounded you act, but you still take him back, the more weak you look in his eyes.
Right.
So you got to stop doing that because now he's like your doormat.
Right.
So you got to
Like,
act
yeah,
like
you're crying, but you're taking me back.
you got to
Yeah.
cry in silence, like in private, and not tell him it bothers you so much because what's the point of telling him that if you're not going to leave him?
Right. Hmm. So after all this happened, is there even like a good couple anymore?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna tell me who?
There's a few. There's still a lot of more twists that you don't know. So
Okay. Okay.
you know,
Okay.
I will say, for all the girls watching this show, I think a really good takeaway and a really good life lesson to see from this behavior, you would think that some of the men in Casa were ready to marry these girls, that they were so, oh my God, my wife,
Hmm.
like perfection. If you told me what, they drop them like a bad habit the minute they get back, some of them. And the girls are crying like I don't exist. So it's like, it just shows you that physical crap that you do means nothing to a guy.
Hmm.
And they hold on to the emotional connection they left behind before they met you. So that should be a lesson to women. Men don't fall in love with physical, period. It's science.
Hmm.
You gotta do the Serena thing. You gotta like be a slow burn, get to know each other. That's what guys hold on to, period. And if this show doesn't show that, I don't know what else it shows. Like, I swear, it shows it so
Yeah,
good.
that's true. Because they really do look like they're in love with the girl, even though it's just like infatuation.
Oh my God, I would have put $100 or 1,000 that they were gonna get like right off into the sunset. Like, and then he just like the feelings are gone, poof, in a second. Well, because there was no feelings to begin with. It was just all like physical,
Right. Right. Crazy.
physical and visual. It's wild.
Hmm.
It's really interesting. I love these shows. It's so interesting to see how people like function.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, really quick, going back to Kendall. You know how he tries to play like he's just like this, I don't know, he tries to like play like he's this nice guy, who's been in a relationship, and then he like in the beginning said, Yeah, and I broke up with her, like, whatever. Apparently, he's like a cheater.
Okay.
I'm just saying he like plays himself to be like this like really nice emotional guy, and he's like
So
apparently was like a cheater in his
do you
past.
think cheaters play themselves as cheaters? I would think they would try to act like they're not.
Right, but I
The girl
guess
he's with, Nicole, he's not cheating. That girl's gorgeous. Like he would never got that girl in real life.
that's what you think.
She's way out
Guys
of his
eventually
league.
cheat.
No, he's cherishing. No, she's like top notch. He wouldn't find that in the real world. And she's nice and she's cool. Like she's all
Yeah,
the things. So I don't think he's ever met a girl of that caliber.
maybe.
So if he cheats on her, he'd be stupid.
Yeah,
I think he knows that. But what do I know? I don't know him. Do you know he's black? He said he's black. He doesn't look black to me.
he looks like Dominican.
Yeah, he looks like mulatto. But I do think he's mixed. Like his mom's like Lebanese and his dad's black maybe. Gorgeous skin color.
Mm-hmm.
He's cute. The only thing I don't love about him is his and this I feel is he from Miami? Where's he from?
I don't know. I just know he went to school in Texas.
He just reminds me of like a lot of the guys I grew up here. Like they're very they act like they're girls' best friends and they're just like I don't know, like this
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, too much involved in all the gossip.
Well, yeah, we saw that at Casa Moore, and
Yeah.
yeah, he does act like the girl's best friends, which is also why it's even more of like a backstab that he like acts like they're best friends and then pushes the guys to go cheat.
Kaylor and Serena told him off
Yeah,
in a way, not, because they saw what he did. They're like, hello?
yeah, understandable. He was really pushing them. I mean, it's obviously the guy's choice at the end of the day, but
He's like, in his head, he's like, I can't cheat because this is the hottest girl I've ever met in my life and I don't deserve her. So I'm just going to just like word vomit all what I want to do into the air.
right, he wants to watch it, like live it in his head, but
He's
he
like,
can't
I
do
can't
it.
move a finger. I'm not even going to play.
Yeah, because he knows she could find someone else.
I think he does know that she's way out of his league. He's not messing around. He's not that stupid. Yeah.
Yeah,
He almost
smart
lost her to
man.
Miguel. He almost lost her to Miguel. He's like, I'm not letting that happen again.
Oh yeah, that's right, that's right.
And let me tell you, you know how not stupid he is. When she entertained Miguel, he pulled back. He pulled all his energy back, and
Mm.
he was no longer after her, and it worked. Because if he wouldn't have done that, she would have been like, "Oh, who do I choose? Who do I choose?" No, no, bitch, I'm not an option anymore. You are entertaining that, I'm out. And that made her go back to him.
That always works.
Always. Because there's no choice anymore. You made your choice is made. And now you have no choices. And now you're like, oh shit.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I
he's
mean,
not dumb.
right. And that was the same thing with Cordell. Like Serena got some space from him. He pulled back, gave her space, boundaries, whatever.
Yeah?
And she loved him after that.
Yeah. Because he wasn't well, that was his fault too though, because he was acting a little duh before that.
Yeah.
He had no real thoughts. He was just agreeing with her. She's like, okay. But
Yeah.
then, yeah. Serena's gorgeous. She's like a model. She's beautiful.
I was just thinking how I love her hairstyle.
She's so
It's
pretty.
like called bubble braid something. I love it.
What does that mean?
It's like some pieces are braided and then in between she has like wavy pieces, so like not everything's braided.
No, she's so
There's like
cute.
some curly, some braided, some curly. It's really cute.
Yeah. And then Janae?
Yeah.
Janae, Leah, and Serena are like the three amigos.
Is Janae still on?
Mm-hmm.
So she actually found someone?
Mm-hmm. Through a lot of twists and turns.
Right, because she was the one who like kind of couldn't really find someone, and but they still kept her on because she was trying and being true to herself.
The only one that's literally stayed single without being is Liv. She
Yeah, I
cannot
don't
pick
know
a
how
guy.
she's still on.
There's a rumor that she might be lesbian. because she doesn't flirt with the guys. Like you don't have to. You obviously are not gonna like. You have to like one.
Yeah.
I've never seen her flirt with a guy.
Well, yeah, every time she's in a couple, like even in the beginning, I saw someone complaining about how like she barely talks to them.
She doesn't turn it on for them. She doesn't even smile. She's not
Yeah.
even like like all she does is like get the water bottle and like talk to them with the water bottle. I'm like, can you stop drinking so much water? Like all she does is like have that thing in her mouth the whole time.
hmm
It drives me nuts.
Yeah, she's just like ready to get in everyone else's business.
Maybe she's asexual.
Yeah, how could you not like any of the guys in there?
Even with Rob, like there was no flirting.
Yeah. And then Miguel.
She needs to take a class on flirting.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how she's still on, but
She's been coupled up with a lot of people.
I mean, the audience voted for her and Miguel, but I guess that was like in the very beginning.
She's been coupled up with a lot of people.
Yeah, I
And
think
not
she's done.
has she
She
even
needs to be
kissed
booted
anyone?
off the island.
Has she kissed anyone that's not in a competition?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Not to be mean, but she also got like the worst score during the kissing challenge.
Oh, that's so true. Oh my god, she doesn't know how to kiss. Okay, she just needs some polishing up with her skills.
Right, or maybe she's just like not into guys. That's why she's like, nah.
Or she just doesn't know how, or she hasn't like
Yeah,
dated a lot. But she has a banging body. Like she's cute.
yeah.
She just needs to like adjust a little. Adjust like that feminine part
Right, she needs to
a
be a little
little.
more feminine.
Yeah, a little.
Just a
All right.
little.
Anything else?
I think that's it.
That's it. So by next week you'll be all caught up and we'll really dive in. No?
It's a lot. Maybe I can like try all weekend, but we'll see.
Fine. It doesn't matter. I mean, you're
I
on
mean, you
first.
already ruined it for me.
I didn't ruin anything. You're gonna see. This you can't ruin this kind of show. Like you want to watch every minute anyways. Like
Yeah.
it's so good. Nick Viall, it's his first season, first time ever watching, and he's talking about it like he just found candy for the first time in his life. He's like, where has this show been all my life? Like I can't stop watching. You would think it's a lot. You would think every night, but it's like it goes by so fast. Like I'm obsessed. Like he's just like it's so good. And I'm like, dude, where have you been?
I have never seen so many of my guy friends talk about a reality show.
Because it's so good.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The concept of the show is so good because they're trapped on that island and all they do is have dialogue, and that's where the juice is. Like it's so good. There's nothing interfering like with the connection.
And the
So it's
fact that it comes out the next day, it is
yeah.
live.
No, it's
Those
so good.
producers are on the clock
And that they're not
24/7.
recycled people from other reality shows. That's what makes it really
Yeah.
good. Yeah. And okay, so we'll talk about it next week. Oh, my beauty tip of the week. It's all about the retinol these days. So CeraVe resurfacing retinol serum. It's so good. It has 3% retinol. It's encapsulated. It has ceramides, which makes your skin really soft, and it has niacinamide. I love this stuff. If you have scars on your legs or anything, this clears it up. Like for dark spots.
Yeah. It makes it glow too on your face.
It's really great, and I feel like I look super shiny.
Yeah, like you're glowing.
I'm super glowy, and it has to do with all these products that I show you. No, I really use them all. Like I'll never show something that I don't use and like, because you know me, I love to test things. There's no results.
hmm
No.
Yeah, you're like my little guinea pig, and then whatever works, you pass on to me.
Yeah. So I really highly recommend this. I use this probably like at night, but I put this on my legs where I have like those little like I don't know why I get these like what do they call them? Like those little red bumps? I don't know. But it's cleared it
No.
all. It's cleared it up and
Nice.
scars. So
Very exciting. There you go.
yeah. So we'll see you next week. That's all we got. Bye. Love
Bye.
Island USA.